I am Riley Ritchie, I'm at Amoeba, and this is What's in My Bag.
If I fall short, if I break rank, it's a blood sport, but I understand I am all yours.
Cherry Bomb.
Why is it called Cherry Bomb?
That word looks sick.
Cherry Bomb! I did that on purpose because this is the weirdest mixed album. It's one of my favorite albums of the last few years. We need this guy right now. He is taking risks in ways that other people aren't.
Staring his Haley at this honky-ass golf coat, about to play some golf.
He has something to say. He's got endless energy. This dude is like talent personified.
Let's get started.
We'll grab
First
the
off,
toaster.
oh my God, can you let me do what I need to do?
But this album, the way this album is mixed, it's horrible. It's really badly mixed, but on purpose. And it's great. When I first listened to this song, I was like, this is what it must, and I kind of get a similar vibe from Death Grips as well. Like, this is what it must have felt like to listen to punk for the first time. Like, this is a punk album, and it's incredible. Tyler, the Creator, is a hero of our time.
It's facts, boy, I'm back like Rosa Parks. They favors see videos, stage dive, pop-ups, they watching team. Y'all niggas watching the throne, they gon' be watching me.
Slum Village, fantastic, Volume 2. So when I first started writing songs, like writing lyrics, don't do this, I was young and stupid. I used to download instrumentals from LimeWire, and I downloaded a lot of Dilla instrumentals, specifically instrumentals from this album. And I used to write songs to the instrumentals. And weirdly, I listened to this album after I'd written songs to some of the beats. And I was like, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound like me. I probably wrote about 4 songs to the climax beat. It's incredible. Dilla, rest in peace. Slum Village, come back soon. We love you.
You need to relax and take some lessons on giving you a climax.
My name is C.C. Baxter, C for Calvin, C for Clifford, however most people call me Bud. I've been with Consolidated for 3 years and 10 months, and my take-home pay is $94.70 a week.
The Apartment is my favorite film of all time. I have a few versions of it. I've got a VHS version, I've got 2 DVD copies and a poster, but I've never seen this cover for it. That is not the film. It looks like a 90s rom-com, which is obviously why they've done it, but this is Billy Wilder. This film is everything. It has everything. It's one of the funniest films you'll watch.
You realize if this ever leaked out, it won't.
It will make you cry.
You were always such a good sport, such fun to be with.
That's me.
It is about like mental illness and Jack Lemmon and Shirley MacLaine. And we might as well shout out Fred McMurray because he's on this cover. The Apartment.
Where we go, my place or yours?
Might as well go to mine. Everybody else does.
Okay, the Smiths, Louder Than Bombs. This is like full of bangers. This is just like banger on banger on banger. The Smiths were a band that my dad told me about a lot when I was a kid. And I was like, this guy's got such a weird voice. I'm just not really into it. He's going like, ah. And then it wasn't until I was a teenager that I started listening to the Smiths and I started to listen to his lyrics. It's like, that was around the time when I started to listen to lyrics. And I was like, this guy is miserable, but he's so like novelistic, like the way he writes. And it was a big inspiration for how I like to write songs. I like to look up words. So yeah, Louder Than Bombs.
And his voice doesn't bother you anymore?
No, I love his voice now. Morrissey's voice is like one of the sweetest sounds ever now.
Ask me, because if it's not love, then it's the bomb that will bring us together.
Colin Blunstone, 1 year. Colin Blunstone of The Zombies, and I've loved The Zombies for a long time. I think I loved them when I was little, I just didn't really know what they were exactly. I love this album because I'm like an arrangement geek, and I like the idea of making music feel cinematic or visual, and I think strings really add to that. The arrangements on this album are amazing. In fact, I want to shout out All arrangements by Chris Gunning. Chris Gunning, you're a G. Colin Blunstone, also a G. Anybody would love this album. It's amazing. Death Grips, Bottomless Pit. When I'm in public, when I'm finding the day quite difficult, but I can't take out my anger in an outward way in front of other human beings, I put Death Grips on and I turn it right up in my head, and it feels like I'm getting all of that stuff out. It's like the most therapeutic music to listen to if you're angry. But also, they're amazing musicians. They're a really good band. At first listen, sounds kind of like incoherent and just like, it sounds like Rage in the best possible way.
Use your elbows, let a door, you stand every last door. Big bitch, you can't touch the quicksand storm. Let the chick map that what we call.
I was walking through the airport listening to Death Grips the other day, getting off a plane, I was in a bit of a bad mood. And I like just walked a little bit more like badass because of it. This album as well is a staple of my life. There's plenty to piss me off living in London. Love London though. No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom. My dad used to play this album in the car all the time. He had a tape of it. Me and my sisters could probably listen to this now, having not listened to it for like a few years, and probably know every word to every song. This has like a very deep place in my heart. It reminds me of car journeys with my dad. We take the long way so we could listen to No Doubt. I'm just a girl, me. That's awesome. I love that song. Gwen Stefani is a really good role model, guys, of the world, guys and girls of the world. And I've never really looked at this artwork before. It's really odd. Look at that stance. That stance is ill. I'm doing that on my next album. Picked up this one. I have no idea what it is. I just really like the cover. All I know is there is a song called SOS and a song called UFO, and I'm really, really looking forward to listening to this. Again, check out the stance. That's not easy to achieve, that arm thing. If I was a spaceman, this is what I'd wear. This would be my ensemble, just this. I don't know if the album's called Pink Lady or if the group's Pink Lady. Find out. Labi Siffre. Labi Siffre is the most gorgeous man, the most gorgeous human being. I'm not saying that because I've ever met him, but to listen to his music is to feel like happiness and love and like just general good-natured feelings. Me and my girlfriend listened to this album in particular. We'd just be in the kitchen, just doing whatever, and then all of a sudden one of us will go, oh, just listening to one of his lyrics. He's got this beautiful song called Come On Michael. I think Michael's maybe depressed. And he's saying like, come on, everything's gonna be all right. It's just lovely. It's just really lovely music. And he's a brilliant musician as well. I might actually have to give this to my girlfriend as a gift. We recently had our 6-year anniversary.
Well, come on, Michael, push a little harder, try a little more, get your feet on the floor. Come on, Michael, you can make it if you want to. It's just not the same without you.
Chet Baker, I've been listening to a lot of Chet Baker recently. This album specifically, I actually listened to this to help me sleep. But I've been listening to a lot of jazz for my second album. Also, Chet Baker just has one of the greatest singing voices ever. It's just like, it's like listening to smoke. That's like the way that I would describe Chet Baker. It's like listening to smoke. And he does a song on this album, I've Never Been in Love Before, which is from the Guys and Dolls soundtrack. And it's just lit. He makes it sound so beautiful. My Funny Valentine's on here as well, also beautiful. And look how cool he is. Cool dude.
I've really never been in love before.
This is like my one life mission is to try and find a first edition of this on vinyl. Donny Hathaway, Extension of a Man, says everything about what you hear. This is like listening to a person in album form. Donny Hathaway is my favorite. Probably one of my favorite artists, definitely my favorite singer of all time, because you believe every single word he says. And he didn't even write all of it, not that that really matters, but he feels it, and it's in equal parts painful and beautiful to listen to. I could listen to this at any time of the day, anywhere.
Said I love you more than you'll ever know.
Got Steven Universe comic. I've only just started reading this comic, and I need number 2, so I've got this. The Steven Universe TV show as well it's the only cartoon TV show that I cry watching, like on regular intervals. It is just the most beautiful story about family and about love and acceptance and just being awesome and magic. Steven Universe is my heart right now.
Like you.
This is another one that I listen to if I'm in a kind of a weird mood. This is not angry music. This is like music to scare yourself. But like if you live in a really busy place, you will feel isolated within like seconds listening to this, the Under the Skin soundtrack by Mika Levy or Micah Levy, I don't know how you pronounce it. It's like really atmospheric and it kind of attacks you every now and then. Like you'll be listening to it and it's got that like, this like rumble, and then these strings come in and they're like, and you're like, and it's really good if you're in a busy place because you suddenly feel like you're on your own and then you get like jolted back into reality and then back down again. The movie is amazing, but this gives you a different experience to the movie. This is why I like this as just like a soundtrack on its own. Oh yeah, I picked this up because I just wanted to, because it's coming back soon, I just wanted to go, Diane, the coffee is splendid. That's not a direct quote. Twin Peaks is, I've recently rewatched it in preparation for the new season. I didn't realize how funny it was first time I watched it. I think this is something that happens actually quite a lot with Twin Peaks, is people watch it thinking that it takes itself seriously. If you watch it kind of knowing that it's a really well thought out, dark comedy, you will have the best time with Twin Peaks.
My log saw something that night.
Really? What did it see?
Ask it.
Diane.
Diane.
Carl McLachlan deserves retroactive Oscars. I'm being very hyperbolic today, but that's because I've picked up things that I really love, so I mean it. Carl McLachlan, give him the first ever TV performance Oscar for Twin Peaks in the 90s.
And the Oscar goes to...
I love you, Amoeba. Thank you for having me. This has been one of the best days of my life, one of the best things that I've ever done.